Nights out under the sky, watching stars align. Days of making sweet honey, Melissa lemon balm. Nights as warm as your breath on my chest, so calm. Now baby, let the summer breeze carry us away. Let the summer breeze carry us away, baby.
Okay, we're going to go in and we're going to talk with Dr. Schaefer. Welcome to today's program. I'm Dr. Summer Reed, and today we are talking with Dr. Schaefer. And Dr. Schaefer is a leading expert in stem cell therapy. Today we're going to talk about where the stem cells are harvested from, either yourself or a donor. We're going to talk about how long does it take for the stem cells to start working. And if you're over the age of 50, this is something that we didn't include in the original piece, but if you're over 50 and you take stem cells from perhaps your hip to put into your knee, you're only going to get about 150,000 stem cells. But if you get stem cells, which Dr. Schaefer procures from other sources, there's 500 million stem cells per injection. Needle's about that long, you're awake, and it's injected into the area of your body that needs the help. So there are 5 million stem cells per each injection, but you get about 78% of that. And the trick to the stem cell therapy is that I'm a homeopath, and we believe in stimulating the body to help itself. So that is what stem cells does. It stimulates the body to help itself. So let's go ahead and talk with Dr. Schaefer and see what she has to say, which is absolutely phenomenal. And it's exciting. I will leave a phone number for you to call, as well as a website. People come from all over the world for Dr. Schaefer's expert advice and expert treatment. All right, Dr. Summer, Healing Hands Magazine, signing out.
Hormone imbalances. I work with people that are needing to lose weight and metabolically shift. So we do functional medicine and regenerative medicine, and we blend the two because I am very attached to people healing and giving them a full solution for why did you get arthritis in the first place. Okay? So you have those as options for yourself. The second piece that you want to understand about a clinic and having those options is where would this stem cell come from, right? Because you're going to have options of the type of stem cells that you receive. Are we all there yet? We're still, okay. So there's basically two types of stem cells that you can come from. How are we all doing? Am I enough of a visual for you with the thing? Okay. I'm worried, but I'm getting less and less. So I just want to make sure everyone's following me. So you have options of the clinic that you can receive stem cell from, and then the type of stem cells you can get. You have options. So there's basically two options. One option would be from your own body. You take out your stem cells, let's say from your hip, because that's where they're taken out. You put it into the part of the body that you need it. Let's say it could be your knee. Now, when I found out about that, Nobby's back. She went to Best Buy. She might be working up here for a second because we might put this in here, but just look at me, okay? Are you coming up here to... I need to I get a little bit more peppy. So Nobby's just going to blend in, and she's going to play up here for a second. So...
Watch your coffee.
I know, what's that? Or our coffee. We're sharing the coffee. So wait, you guys, do you understand? So you have options as a provider, and then you also have options as to what type of stem stem cells you've received. The first option is you can take it from your body and put it back in your body, or you can take it from somewhere else and put it in your body. Now, I'm going to walk you through how we decided which one to do, because our MD that I hired and brought on to establish this service for you guys and for me, because I received it too, he had to tell me what to do. And so right when he laid out that option to me, guess what I said? Oh yeah, I think I'm going to go with mine, thank you, and I don't want to take anybody else's. Do you guys, are you kind of like, no thank you, no matter, but I'll hear you out, but I'm going to stick with mine. Okay, so let me talk about what happens when you take your own, because to completely be a total spoiler alert, we're working with other people's, and I have to help you understand how we got to that point, because I never ever wanted to do that. So the first part, when you take it out of your own bone marrow, do you guys think your stem cells in your life, as we age, do we get more or less? Oh, yes. Do they get peppier or less peppy? So we have less stem cells as we age, they get less peppy, and it's so hard not to look at you, but we're going to try not to. Less peppy, you have less of them. And if you have less of them and less peppy, do they heal in your knee as well? They do as good a job? No. Okay. So that was the overall message. If you take it out of your own hip, it's called a bone marrow aspiration. The needle's like that long. So I know. No, thank you.
Are you awake?
You are. Believe it or not. And so this is the MD telling me about this. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then I finally thought, you know what? This is how hardcore I was about it. You know what? Okay, they're going to be less peppy, less effective. Oh God, that's going to hurt. But you know what? I just ultimately feel like it's safer. I just feel like I'm just going to keep with my stuff. Because I don't know where you're going to get that other piece. And then he said, well, call the FDA yourself. So who got on the phone with the FDA and talked to them, and there has been not one adverse reaction of the type of cells of the third party that we do get it from. Nothing. So it's just as safe. The FDA is involved as a tissue clearinghouse. So in the same way, if LaDonna was going to give me a kidney, the FDA blesses it, right? You guys if we're going to be swapping kidneys around and organ loaning, or where am I getting the idea? Donating, thank you. There is involvement with that tissue. And the FDA is a process called tissue clearinghouse. And so they make sure that it's healthy as healthy can be. So that's what the FDA does. The FDA does not clear the entire procedure. You can give like 2-3 minutes and then I'm happy to just keep speaking. So the FDA, is anyone like super curious about what's this FDA thing and yes or no? So the way to understand it is the FDA is very comfortable with the tissue. So it's safe because they have to be involved as people in this country, citizens. They manage. Let's just leave him up there. That's fine. They make a lot of money with metal in your knees. Okay, so the FDA, until the insurance is connected to the medical group, right, and they're paying for it, which they never will because how big of an industry is orthopedic surgery. Anyway, so it's very big business, but you need to know that the FDA absolutely is very involved in making sure that tissue is safe. Okay, and the tissue that we work with is from umbilical tissue, from consenting mothers, from very healthy babies, from progressive hospitals. So there's no Planned Parenthood anything going on. I looked into that upside down. So it's ethical, healthy tissue that's peppier, right? You get more of it. So, and you know how many cells are getting injected in your knee because there's a third party that does variability studies from that tissue. So there's a third party that checks it and says, yep, there's 78% of those guys that are live. They can't do that in your body. I just turned 50 this year, and so what I learned is that as you turn around, let's just say magic number, I don't know, that's what my MD says, like, well, that's a magic number, because at that number, on average, you get about 150,000 stem cells from a drop. The umbilical, we get 5 million. Wow. And we know 78% of the umbilical is alive. And then the final piece, if you were to have to go, and this is Dr. Baumgartel talking to me, the final piece is, Sarah, if you have to go into your hip, not only is it not going to do as good a job, blah, 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 and you get kind of a good price on this because you own the place, but your patients wouldn't, because I'm going to have to go in. If I only get about 100, 150,000 of those stem cells every time I go in, I have to go in 3 or 4 times. And that means I charge you 3 or 4 more times as a provider to do that. So it's more expensive. All right, so we kind of understanding why my opinion got swayed? Are you guys getting a little bit, does it make sense to you? There was no reason to take it out of my hip and put it in my knee. There was none. But ultimately, I thought the final piece is if it's more safe, I don't care. I'm fine with that. And it's not. So that's where we get the stem cells. You guys all feeling, because if you decide for yourself to heal, people are going to ask you. And they're like, well, why didn't you take it out of your own body? And that's what my patients they're like, oh, Sarah, thank you for explaining that so well, because now I don't have to talk to my neighbor about it or my mother-in-law. And now I really understand this decision that I made. Okay, so
medication, you are saying that there is more umbilical cells in the than in the hip.
So yeah, on average, when you're 50, you get about 150,000-ish every time you pull it out. But we don't know because we can't test. So you have to pull it out, and the doctors will only use about 4 or 5 times to extract from your hip because you can't handle it much longer, and they can't get any more. So what's 4 or 5 times 150? Anybody got some math in here? It's under a million. 700, 750. So, and it's less peppy and not as effective. And then from our umbilical cord, it's 5 million. Very peppy, brand new, very safe. Has been processed through a tissue clearinghouse, and there is there's a known quantity. There's 78% of those 5 million that are fabulous and good to go. Here we don't know. Okay?
So you are doing that also?
No, we're not doing the hip. No, we're just
doing the
umbilical.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
I was trying to help you guys understand why I decided, myself and MD, on what types of stem cells to get. And maybe if you guys were kind of starting out here today, you're like, oh my God, I had no idea that there's all those factors in there. But you need to know. You really need to know. So now you know your options of where you could kind of go, what kind of overarching care. In a clinic like mine, since we look at underall functioning, I see you for a whole year. If you come into the clinic, I see you for a whole year. We redo your x-rays. We make sure we look at your blood work. We give you supplements if you need it. We exercises, help you understand how to get moving it. Like, we want to, it's not like, okay, good luck with that. It's like, okay, here we go. Let's make sure that you're changing lanes and getting well, that you're moving enough, that you're not taking NSAIDs for the first 6 weeks. So it's just, we're just all hands on deck. But you're going to have an option where you call someone and they say, it might be a couple $100 cheaper to go over here and say, actually it's not, it's actually a little bit more, but whatever. Oh yeah, we can fit you on Friday. Come on in. But you don't.
Hey, get back here!
I see trees of green.
Wow.
Red roses too. I see 'em bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
3, snort!
You might want to hold on.
We am the wonder in Wonderland.
What a wonderful world.